Revelation
chapter 11,
chapter 11
3 to 12.
3 to 12.
And I will grant authority
And I will grant authority
to my two witnesses,
to my two witnesses,
and they will prophesy
and they will prophesy
for
for
1260 days,
1260 days,
clothed in sackcloth.
clothed in sackcloth.
These are the two olive trees
These are the two olive trees
and the two lampstands
and the two lampstands
that stand
that stand
before the Lord of the earth.
before the Lord of the earth.
And if anyone would harm them,
And if anyone would harm them,
fire pours
fire pours
from their mouth
from their mouth
and consumes
and consumes
their foes.
their foes.
If anyone would harm them,
If anyone would harm them,
this is how
this is how
he is doomed
he is doomed
to be killed.
to be killed.
They have the power to
They have
shut
the power to shut
the sky,
the sky
that no rain
that
may
no
fall
rain may fall
during the days of their
during the days of
prophesying.
prophesying.
And they have power
And they have power
over the waters
over the waters
to turn them
to turn them
into blood and to strike the earth
and destroy the earth
with every kind of plague,
with every kind of plague,
as often as
as often as
they desire.
they desire.
And when they have
And when they have
finished their testimony,
finished their testimony,
the beast
the beast
that rises from the
that rises from the
bottomless pit
bottomless pit
will make war on them
will make war on them
and conquer them
and conquer them
and kill them.
and kill them.
And their dead bodies will lie
And their dead bodies will lie
in the street of the great city.
in the street of the great city
That symbolically
that symbolically
is called
Sodom
Sodom and Egypt,
and Egypt,
where their Lord
where their Lord
was crucified
was crucified
for 3.5 days.
days.
Some from the peoples
From the people
and tribes
and tribes
and languages and nations will gaze
and nations will gaze
at their dead bodies
at their dead bodies
and refuse to let them be
and refuse to let them be
placed in a tomb.
placed in a tomb.
And those who dwell on the earth
who dwell on the earth
will rejoice over them
will rejoice over them
and make merry
and
exchange presents,
and exchange presents,
because
because
these two prophets had been
these two prophets has been
a torment to those who dwell on the earth.
who dwell on the earth.
But after the 3.5 days, a breath
a breath
of life
of life
from God
from God
entered them, and they stood up
and they stood up
on their feet, and great fear fell on those who saw them. Then they heard a loud voice from heaven saying to them, "Come up here." And they went up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies watched them.